Hey gang, this is Pastor Smat here at Rooftop Church with this week's Smattering. Now that the county's stay-at-home order has been loosened a little bit, we're getting ready to open our doors back up again for church this Sunday, May 24th. But as you probably know, it's going to be a little weird. We've got social distancing protocols that we've got to keep. We've got a limited number of seats. We've got pre-registration. We've got a common entry, common exit point. We can't offer kids care or, gasp, coffee. It's going to be weird. Now, if you're not ready to be with us in person, that is totally cool. We're going to be streaming the service online, and we will see you on the internet. But if you are planning on joining us on Sunday, I want to share a verse with you in preparation for that. I know that church this Sunday is going to be abnormal and even inconvenient. So here's a verse that I just want to get in your brains in preparation for our time together. It comes from Psalm 84, verse 10. Let me read it to you. Better is one day in your courts than 1,000 elsewhere. I would rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my God than dwell in the tents of the wicked. One more time. Better is one day in your courts than 1,000 elsewhere. I would rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my God than dwell in the tents of the wicked. Now, this whole psalm, Psalm 84, it's all about the joy of worship. The psalmist is desperate to worship God in the temple, the Jewish house of God. It was his favorite place to be. He says that he would rather spend a single day, just one day in the temple, than 1,000 anywhere else, no matter where else. The beach, the mountains, Disney World, if that were possible right now. He would even rather be a doorkeeper in the house of God than live comfortably in any mansion. Think about that. He'd rather be a doorkeeper at the temple. A doorkeeper at the temple was like a gatekeeper or a porter. They stood at the edge of the temple grounds to welcome people, to assist them, and honestly, to keep certain people out. Now, doorkeepers weren't even actually in the temple. It's kind of like our parking lot attendants here at church, working outside the church, missing the service while they direct cars. Our psalmist would rather be a parking lot attendant at church than spend any length of time anywhere else doing anything else. Now, why? Because he was that desperate for fellowship. He loved being near to God that much that he would do whatever it takes just to get close. We would too, right? We're that desperate and thirsty for fellowship. I mean, it's been 9 weeks. I've never spent so many consecutive Sundays not in church. I can't speak for you, but I'll do anything you give me to do. I'll do anything that I give me to do this Sunday if I can just be close to the house of God. I'll wear a mask. I'll wear 2 masks. I'll stand in line. I'll sit 6 feet apart. I'll put up with crying kids. I'll go without coffee. I'll wash my hands. I'll stand exactly where you tell me to stand. I'll stand in the parking lot and listen to the music through the window. I'd rather do that than anything else I might be doing on Sunday morning. Now, that's just me. I know everyone's situation is different. And as we go back to church, we are not going to judge anybody for when and how they return, right? Rooftop's a judgment-free zone. But on my first Sunday back, I'm just going to be happy to be there, praising God in the presence of his people. Worship is a gift, not a right. And I'm beyond thankful that God is inviting me back into his house, even as a doorkeeper, in the absolute strangest of circumstances. Maybe we'll see you there. We don't judge you if we don't. But if you are planning on coming, you can get all the details and sign up online at rooftop.org/virus. May God bless you. May God heal our world. And may Jesus Christ come again real soon. That's your smattering from Pastor Smat. See you next week.